Good morning. How you doing, FCF? Got some coffee near you, I hope. Well, we're actually in our 7th day of this journey where we're just kind of learning one lesson over and over again. Our God, the God who loves us, who created us, who loves us so much He died to prove that love so that we know that we can trust Him and rely on Him. He wants us to rely on Him not just for the salvation ultimately of our souls in eternity. He wants us to learn to rely on Him in this life when we are in jams, when we are overwhelmed, when we are beaten, when we don't know what to do, when we have no resources left. He wants us to confidently cry out to Him, rely on Him to rescue us, to deliver us, to empower us, to get us through. And He promises that this is what He will do. And we have numerous, the Bible's just full of examples of this. We're going to go back to the Old Testament again for an example. We're going to look at the life of a king. His name was Asa. What a cool name to have if you're a king. He was the 3rd king of the split kingdom. The North Kingdom and Southern Kingdom split. Long historical lesson I won't teach you. But he's a good guy. He's a real God follower. But he faces a crisis. Let me read you from 2 Chronicles chapter 14, verse 9. It says, Zerah the Cushite marched out against them with a vast army and 300 chariots, and came as far as Marishah. Asa went out to meet him, and they took up battle positions in the valley of Zephathah near Marishah. Then Asa called to the Lord his God and said, Lord, there is no one like you to help the powerless against the mighty. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rely on you, and in your name we have come out against this vast army. O Lord, you are our God. Do not let man prevail against us. And the answer, of course, comes that God intervenes. And even though Asa and the Israelites were facing a very superior force, they were greatly outnumbered, God gives them a victory in this thing. And so here we have it again. He says, you're the one that helps the powerless against the mighty. I wonder if you've had experiences where you felt that they were just too big, they were too overwhelming, you couldn't handle it, you couldn't take it anymore, you don't know the answer, you don't even know what to do, you really wonder if you're going to survive mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically. You must learn, I must learn, all of us that have returned to our God and Creator Christ in trust, we must learn to trust Him in real time. He wants us to cry out to Him without shame, without fear, with confidence that He will rescue us. He'll rescue us for sure when we're walking with Him and in His will. We learned last week, He'll even rescue us when we don't deserve it, when we goof things up. Nevertheless, we're much better to always stay faithful to Him. When we're faithful to God, He will always be faithful to us. He'll never let His faithful ones go without what they need. He'll rescue you. He'll rescue me. He'll rescue us until our mission on this life is finished. It doesn't matter how overwhelming, how vast the force, just like this force that Asa failed. And we read these Old Testament stories and we just think like it's a story. These guys' lives were on the line. Had they lost this battle, not only would they have all died, their families would have died, their children would have died, their relatives. They had to count on God to rescue them in real time. And our God so wants for me to learn, for you to learn, that we really can count on Him. He wants us to know that we can rely on Him to do what you and I would never be able to do in our own power and strength. We don't go through this life alone. We don't go through this life in just our own strength. We can rely on the Almighty, eternally faithful, ever-loving God. He is with us and He'll never leave us and forsake us. Blessings on you, FCF.